Hi guys, so we'll be solving an O-level past paper question from the year 2015. The session is May-June. This is question number 1. We'll simplify an algebraic expression, find the gradient and equation of a line, sketch a line and find the coordinates of a point. So let's start. The question says simplify 4x minus 1 over 3 plus 3x plus 5 over 2. The first step is to find the LCM. Over here, since 3 and 2 have a common multiple, that is 6, so you decide 6 to be the LCM for both the fractions. And then since 3 is the denominator for the first fraction, so you multiply the numerator with 2. And since 2 is the denominator for the second fraction, you multiply the numerator by 3. So let's do this. Let's open this up. The first fraction becomes 8x minus 2 over 6. The second fraction becomes 9x plus 15 over 6. When you add the two fractions, 8x plus 9x gives us 17x. And negative 2 plus 15 gives us positive 13, and the denominator is 6. So your final answer is 17x plus 13 over 6. In the next part, they've given us a grid and two different lines, K and J. The first part says find the gradient of J. In order to do that, we need 2 points. Let's assume that this is one of the points and this is the other point. So the formula for the gradient is y2 minus y1, which is 6 minus 1 over x2 minus x1, which is going to be 10 minus 0. 6 minus 1 is 5, 10 minus 0 is 10. You simplify this, the gradient comes out to be 1 over 2. So you write it over here. The next part says write down the equation of line K. They're asking for this equation right here. Since this is a horizontal line and it passes through the y-axis at y equal to 1, so the equation becomes y equal to 1. It's very simple. The next part says draw a line L through 6 and 1 such that the area enclosed by between J, K and L is 6 centimeters squared. Okay. So one of the points of line L is 6 and 1. And they've asked us to make sure that the area enclosed by the three lines, the third one being L, is how much? 6 centimeters squared. So if I draw a vertical line over here, the base is going to be 6. And the height is going to be 3. That gives me an area of 9 centimeters square. That means that the line L should be tilted towards the left. So let's see, if the base is 6, let's work our way backwards. And the formula for the area is half times base times height equal to the area, which in this case is 6, and the base being 6 as well, and the height needs to be multiplied by 1 over 2. So when you do 1 over 2 times 6, you get 3. So 3h is equal to 6. H should be equal to 2. So the height should be 2. So the only case that the height can be 2 is not with a vertical line, but if I draw a line that is a little tilted like this, then this triangle would have a height of 2 centimeters. So that means our line L would be like this. But let's draw it in a better way. So 1 second. So we need to cross the line through this point right here. So let's draw a line that's straight enough. So it is going to be like this. So our new line L is this. So we labeled it L. So we've done this part. The next part says find the equation of L. The first thing that you need is the gradient. How do we find the gradient? We do the y2 minus y1 formula. So the y2 in this case is 1 over here and the y1 is 3. So you do 1 minus 3 divided by the x2 in this case is 6 and the x1 is how much? 4. Sorry. Yeah. So you do 6 minus 4. So you get negative 2 over 2. When you simplify this, the gradient comes out to be negative 1. The y-intercept in this case is going to be this point right here, which is 7. So the y-intercept, let's write the y-intercept over here. This is going to be 7. So our equation is simple then. Y equal to negative x plus 7. So we write it over here. Y equal to negative x plus 7. The next part says the line N is perpendicular to line J at 2 and 2. Find the coordinates of the point where line N crosses the y-axis. So that means there's a point 2 and 2 over here, and a line needs to be drawn that is perpendicular to line J. Now, in order to find the perpendicular line, the first thing, instead of making a line or an assumption, we should look at the gradient of J and reciprocate it. The gradient of J in this case is 1 over 2. So, if J has a gradient of 1 over 2, its perpendicular, which is line N, would have a gradient of negative 2. How? Because when you multiply the gradient of one line with the gradient of another that is perpendicular, you should always get negative 1. So m2 is going to be negative 2. Okay, so we have the gradient, we don't know the y-intercept, but we can find the equation. So the equation of n is going to be, we can use this formula, y minus y1 equal to gradient times x minus x1. Let's solve it. So one of the points was 2 and 2 according to the question right here. So let's plug these values. Y minus 2 is equal to negative 2, the gradient, times x minus 2. When we open this up, y minus 2 is equal to negative 2x plus 4. This negative 2 comes to the right side. Y becomes equal to negative 2x plus 6. The y-intercept is going to be 6, and the point at the y-axis would then be this one, which has coordinates 0 and 6. So our final answer to this question is 0 and 6. And we're done. I hope this question made sense. The complete working of the entire question is present in the description below for you to download. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching.